Self-inquiry is practiced with attention, all right, not with thinking. So for the duration of this session, understand that anything you can think about it, whatever is arising in your mind, all your thinking is useless for the time being that we're together. Any thought you could possibly have is utterly useless here and now. Therefore, have no interest in the content of your thinking here and now. Even with this attitude, you notice thoughts still arise. But now, rather than being so interested in what the thoughts are saying, take a look at the awareness of those thoughts. Who am I? That which knows thoughts, that which knows the arising of these thoughts. And even if another thought arises and says, oh, I am awareness, or I am self, I am this, understand that that is also just simply another thought that has arisen spontaneously, and you are aware of it. As we said, all your thinking during this period, this guidance, is absolutely and utterly useless. It is all conceptual. So instead of being interested in these labels, I am awareness or self, which is just more mental chatter, more thinking, take a moment to acknowledge that I am aware of the arising of this thinking. You're not being asked to say to yourself, to further think, I am aware of this thinking. This is a very powerful moment to acknowledge that you keep taking yourself to be this thinkingness. Even the thought, I am aware of this thinking, is a thought arising spontaneously, of which you are aware. Who am I? That which knows the arising of even this thought, I am aware of thinking. The one principle that we really have to understand when practicing this is that you are not the thinking that is arising. Of course, you appear to be the thinking that is arising, but see this fact very, very clearly that the thinking is arising, appearing, and disappearing. You know how changeful thoughts are. You are that which remains as you are while the thinking comes and goes. You are not in the flow of thinking. You are not the flow of thinking. Thinking is a show appearing in your seeing. That is why the question, who am I, is important, because it is for once, finally, taking your gaze away from thinking towards this inward noticing of the awareness, which knows the thinking coming and going. We are constantly aware of thinking, now become aware of being aware. You are always aware of the thinking that is happening at a distance. Now become aware of the place from where you are seeing the thinking. Is the awareness of thinking thinking? You, that which is aware of thinking. Are you thinking? Even any thinking that is appearing right now, claiming to be what you are, is there not awareness of even that thinking? Are you, that which is aware of even this thinking, thinking? You are not working to be quiet. You must realize that you are already the silent knowing in which the noise that you may call thinking is coming and going, being seen by you to come and go. No matter how many thoughts arise, can they arise without the knowing of them, the awareness of them? No matter how many thoughts arise, do you ever cease to be that which is silently aware of the many thoughts? If you notice yourself thinking about this, you're missing the point. Instead, whatever thinking is arising, notice the awareness of it. Notice that you are aware of it. We are not concerned with the thinking itself. We are concerned with you, the knower of thinking. We are concerned with the space from where you see thoughts coming and going. This is one of the simplest angles into self-inquiry, because thinking is something that we consider so intimate to what I am. We believe, we assume that I am the thinking. I am this thinker, thinking thoughts. This is one of the first illusions we must dissolve. And the fastest way to do so, the most direct way to do so, is to practice this adjustment. During moments of practice, let go of the assumption, I am the thinking. Be open to the possibility that you are not thoughts. And whatever thinking arises, notice how you find it so intriguing, so interesting, so stimulating, so attractive, mesmerized with the concepts that it projects. But during this practice, you must render it utterly useless, having no interest in it. Instead, you are interested in yourself, the knower of the thinking, the awareness, that which is aware of the arising and subsiding of thinking, while itself not changing. We have to be concerned with, who am I? That which sees the thinking coming and going, while I myself am not changing. We have to be interested in, from where am I seeing these thoughts come and go? Forget about what they say. Who cares in this moment? Our interest, our curiosity, our attention is occupied with something greater than whatever thoughts can project. We are intrigued by this sense of identity. I am, this awareness, from where this thinking is being seen to come and go. This is the adjustment of attention we are making, taking it away from the thoughts that are coming and going and bringing it inwards towards the very knowing of thinking, towards the self that knows the thinking. Thoughts can't figure this out for you. Thoughts cannot help you in this pursuit. So the quicker that we realize that I need to stop thinking about this practice and just do my best to practice this adjustment of attention, the quicker we ripen and mature in this understanding. There's no other secret to it, really. There's an assumption inside of thoughts that I need to think further about this to figure this out or understand this. But the very thought that catches your attention and keeps you thinking about this and taking you in a conceptual direction, that is the opposite of this practice. No matter how intriguing or important the thought may seem, and no matter how interesting its content, even if it's about a deep thought about this teaching, this practice, let it go. How do you let it go? You simply notice the awareness in which it arises. Be interested more in the place from where you see the thought rather than what you see, which is the thought. So to wrap it up, two very, very important points. You must lose interest in the content of your thinking during moments of practice. Otherwise, the thinking will keep you mesmerized and hypnotized inside of concepts. Number two, you are not working to become awareness. You are not working to become the self. You are not working to become silent. You, the witness of the thinking, you, that which is aware of the thinking, you are already that and always that. Whether you understand this or not, whether you feel like you're succeeding in the practice or not. So as you approach this practice, go with it with the conviction, I am already that from where I see thinking. I'm not learning to become myself. I am learning to snap out of the hypnosis of what I am not, which is painted by endlessly remaining mesmerized by thinking.